Life beats down and crushes the soul, and art reminds you that you have one. Stella Adler changed the game like no one else. Her work as an actor, director, producer, and most notably as an educator led her to becoming one of the most sought-after theater practitioners of all time. Her career in entertainment spanned over 56 years, and the mark she left on the industry was extraordinary. She stated that great acting cannot stem from only an actor's memories, but also their imagination. Stella was born on February 10, 1901 in the Big Apple to parents Sarah and Jacob Adler, two famous classical Yiddish stage actors who had their own theater company. It's safe to say Stella was quite literally born into the limelight of the entertainment industry. She took to the stage for the first time at age 4 in a production of Broken Hearts, which her parents produced. At 18, she made her international debut in London, England, at the Pavilion as Naomi in Elisa Ben Avia. Throughout her adolescence and young adulthood, Stella traveled across the globe, performing in over 100 plays across the United States, Europe, and South Africa. She became an icon of Yiddish theater and vaudeville houses. In 1922, Stella made her Broadway debut at the age of 21 in the role of the Butterfly in Karel Čapek's production of The World We Live In at the American Laboratory Theater. This company was run by Richard Boleslavsky and Maria Uspenskaya, who were former members of the prestigious and world-renowned Moscow Art Theater in Russia, run by the one and only Konstantin Stanislavski. You ever heard of method acting? He's Method's papa. As Stella's relationship with the American Lab Theater began to grow, she became an official company member. Throughout her time there, Stella deepened her training and technique as a performer in their school, the Actors Laboratory, which operated from 1923 to 1930. A lot of labs, not much science happening in them, but different kinds of discovery. Stella was part of the first generation of American actors to learn Stanislavski's revolutionary approach, and boy oh boy did this ever set her on the path to success. While training at the Actors Lab, Stella met soon-to-be superstar Lee Strasberg. Mr. Strasberg had founded the Group Theater. This ensemble-focused company performed original plays that contended with challenging stories and allowed the audience to see themselves reflected on stage. In 1931, Stella joined the Group Theater Ensemble, and while it offered her a ton of opportunities to show off her remarkable talent, she felt like her values didn't align with the company. There was some hefty artistic conflict Stella and Strasberg had around acting technique. Group theater focused on Stanislavski's approach that used the actor's active memory to embody the role they were playing. Stella wasn't into that. She believed that asking actors to use their own personal tragedies and trauma to portray a character authentically was dangerous and disrespectful. Strong-willed and determined as always, Stella traveled to Europe in 1934 to challenge Mr. Method himself. The practices that Stanislavski was imparting on his students in Paris were very different than what Stella had been led to believe. The group theater's approach was outdated in comparison to what the European master was teaching. Stanislavski was determined to change Stella's mind and give her a new perspective, especially because her family was literally theater royalty. He gave our gal 5 weeks of private instruction, making her the only American actor to ever get to study with him one-on-one. Stella came back to the group theater and shared the modern, current approach that she learned directly from mighty Stanislavski. This newer and more accurate process focused on the creative imagination of the performer. Cooler? Yes. Less traumatic? Definitely. Our once irrelevant and overlooked Stella became the superstar instructor for the company. Stella means star, but you probably already knew that. Well, our star had enough of the Big Apple, and she was ready to venture onward to Hollywood, baby! She got hired as an associate producer for MGM. She worked there for 6 years and starred in a bunch of movies, like Love on Toast in 1937 and The Shadow of the Thin Man in 1941. You can take the girl out of the theater, but you can't take the theater out of the girl. Stella returned to her theatrical roots a few years later. She performed and directed on both Broadway and in London, tackling challenging, gritty new plays. She retired from performing, but continued her greatest love of all, teaching, for many years, eventually opening her very own conservatory for young actors in 1949, the Stella Adler Acting Studio, which still exists today. Madame Adler's impact on the theater world is so significant not because of the work she did herself, but the work she empowered and elicited from others. From Marlon Brando to Robert De Niro to Warren Beatty, she influenced legends and helped actors discover, uncover, and ultimately be truly vulnerable. That really is the greatest challenge of all. When you stand on the stage, you must have a sense that you are addressing the whole world, and that what you say is so important the whole world must listen.